Hey, how's it going? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for an album review for you guys. So for this review, I will be reviewing Overkill's newest album, Scorched, which I know I'm a bit late to this because I know that this came out last April, I believe on the 14th of last month, so I am a bit late to this, but I have said before that I would probably at some point review this album even if it's not on its release date. So I'm glad I waited a little bit because I did want to give this album some time to listen. I wanted to give this album some spins before I really give it a review. Now, this review probably won't be that long because there's not really that much to say about this album, and the reason for that is because this album is basically just another Overkill album. I mean, you really could make that argument for this album, and in my opinion, that's what this album's biggest flaw is. It's just another Overkill album. I mean, I do appreciate this band being consistent and, staying true to their game, They know how to write some really great thrash riffs and great songs, great heaviness as well, and you do get a lot of that on this album. I mean, this album definitely has a lot of aggressive moments, aggressive tracks, and tracks that really do stand out. I mean, I really do enjoy songs like the title track, which opens up the album, a really great album opener also. You also got Going Home, which I do like, and of course you have the singles, The Surgeon and Wicked Place, which are very good as well. So yeah, overall, great songwriting, very good riff work going on here. Now, would I say that this album overall is better than their last, The Wings of War? That I'm not sure on. I'll have to, I guess, take a little bit more time to think about that, but I do like this album for what it is. I mean, is it going to be Album of the Year? Probably not. But with saying that, I do think it's a strong album, and it is interesting that this album did release at the same time Metallica's newest album did, 72 Seasons, which I know at the time when both the albums came out, there were a lot of people saying, which is really the better album? In my opinion, I do think that Metallica's latest album had the upper hand. In my opinion, I know that some people might disagree with that, but whatever. But I do dig this album. I still do think it's a very strong album from Overkill. I mean, it is very consistent. They've always stayed true to who they are as a band and, the type of songs that they write, which, again, is something that I know that some people are not really too fond of. And I know that that's one of the main reasons why some people steer away from Overkill because, a lot of their music, you could argue, is very samey. But I feel like this band does enough to make their music stand out, But this album, Scorched, I like the album. I think it's a very strong album. Again, not the best album of the year. I don't think it's going to rank as number one this year or anything. But one of the best, yeah, you could make that argument. I do think it's a strong album overall. But yeah, so very good album. If I were to give Scorched by Overkill a score, I'd have to give this album probably maybe an 8 out of 10. That seems about right for me. So 8 out of 10. Very good album from Overkill, and a great addition to their discography for sure. So let me know what you think. Have you listened to Overkill's newest album, Scorched? And if so, what do you think of it? Feel free to let me know. So on that note, thanks for watching, and have a good one.